I don't always tell you, but you look amazing. Shit. Everything great, everything right, yeah, you look amazing.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Destiny Nicole. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be shooting this very first video as well as to be starting this YouTube journey. I hope that we can get this channel to grow really big. I can get a lot of subscribers and I can put a lot of good content out for you guys. I think my goal for this channel really just to be more beauty and hair tips and lifestyle tips, but you know, we never know what the future holds. It may change, but that's at least where I'm going to start. And for my very first video, I'm going to be telling you guys about why I chose pharmacy, why I decided to go to pharmacy school and pursue a career as a pharmacist. So without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So I guess I'll take you guys back to my high school days. When I was graduating high school, I kind of just fell into a career as I wanted to be a doctor. I feel like I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I was just asking people like my aunt and my grandma, like, what do you think I should do? And they was like, oh, well, you're smart, so why don't you just be a doctor? You'll be a good doctor. So I was like, okay, well, yes, I'm gonna be a doctor. So I just kind of went with that. Like, I really didn't look into the field or have any like strong desire to be a doctor. It was just like, well, they think I would be a good one, so why not? And I was smart and I did get good grades, so I was like, okay, I definitely could get into medical school and pass, so why not? But so I went to college my first semester. Once that was done, I was like, oh no, like being a doctor, definitely not for me. Like, I quickly realized I did not like the sight of blood, so it was like, it literally was never going to work. So then I went through a period through college where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I always knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field, because I always knew that I liked helping people and, wanted to be a point of help, save their lives or whatever. So I just kind of like looked in around like the other healthcare fields. Like, I stumbled across nursing, then that was quickly out the window. Like, I was never going to be a nurse. Like, I commend everyone who's an RN, CNA, all of that. I really, truly do commend you, because I would never be a nurse. So that was out the window. Then I was like, okay, well, what about a dentist? But I don't want to be in people's mouths all day, so no. So then, I don't know. I just really didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, it was just a whole period through undergrad. I was just like basically just going with the wind. I didn't know what I was going to do after I graduated. So then, I actually have a cousin who's a pharmacist, and he actually reached out to me while I was in undergrad, and he's asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, I don't know, I want to be in the healthcare field, but I don't really know what I want to do. Like, I know I don't want to be a nurse, I don't want to be a doctor, like, what am I going to do? So he was like, okay, well, have you thought about pharmacy? And I was like, honestly, no, like, I don't really know if I would be a good pharmacist. He was like, I really think you would, like, you should definitely look into it. So I was like, okay. So then I started asking him like all about what he does as a pharmacist. Like, how does he like it? Like, does he really enjoy it, or does he just do it just because the pay is good? He was like, no, I actually really enjoy being a pharmacist, helping patients, advocating for their health and all of that. So I was like, okay, let me just look into it. So I started doing my research and all of that and looking into pharmacy, and I knew that I didn't off bat, I didn't want to be a community or retail pharmacist. Working at Walgreens, on my feet, CVS every day for the rest of my life, I knew that would never work for me. So I was like, I don't know. Then he was like, then he told me, like, there's more fields to pharmacy, it's not just the community. So then I started looking into it, and I was like, okay, pharmacy actually has a lot to offer. This might actually be okay for me. And I actually have another uncle who is a pharmacist. He's a clinical pharmacist that works at Barnes Jewish in St. Louis. It's a hospital. So I reached out to him and asked him if I could come shadow him to see what he does as a clinical pharmacist, to just to get that other side, because at that point the only pharmacy I had really been exposed to was community. So he brought me in one day to the pharmacy at Barnes, and he actually works in the oncology department. So he brought me in, and I got to shadow him for a day, see exactly what he does as a pharmacist, And from that point forward, I pretty much decided, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be a clinical pharmacist, not community, but I want to be a clinical pharmacist. Like, I love the fact that he could, he had the option to interact with patients if he wanted to, but he didn't really like have to. Like, he could work, I guess, kind of behind the scenes most of the day, but if he wanted to have that patient contact, if he wanted to, go and see the patient for himself, he could do that. And that's what I really liked about clinical pharmacy, is that, you really do play a big role, because a lot of the times the doctors, they're reaching out to you. It's not like the doctors are just sending their prescriptions over saying, give them this, approve that. It's like they're reaching out to you, asking you for advice, like, do you think this would be a good recommendation to give this patient, and blah, 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 blah. And I like that, because you really have the power to save this person's life, or to, advocate for their health, and, just get them into a really good space. So that's what I really enjoyed about clinical pharmacy, is that I had that option. So that's what pretty much got me interested in pharmacy. So from that point forward, I started looking into different pharmacy schools, and just doing my whole research on the whole field, because like I said, at that point, I really only knew those two, like community and clinical. I didn't really know how expansive and how big pharmacy is a career as a whole. So I researched and saw just how much you could do with a PharmD degree, and that's, I think, what really, that's when it clicked for me, and it really drew me in, because it's like I have so many different options that I could do with a PharmD degree. Like, I'm not limited to just being a community pharmacist. I'm not just limited to being a clinical pharmacist. Like, if I graduate from pharmacy school and I do clinical pharmacy for a few years, and I decide that I really don't like it, I can have the option to just get up out of there and literally go do community or do whatever I want. It's so many things you could do with a PharmD degree, and that's what I love about it. It's like it gives you room, it gives you space to fall back on something else. It's not like, you graduate with this degree and it's like you can only do this one thing. Like, there's so many different things you could do. You could do research, you could do industry, you could do community, clinical, you could do like a more business side of it. You could go into working with the FDA, like you could do managed care. Like, there's so many different things you could do with pharmacy, and that's what I love about it. And so that pretty much solidified my decision to be a pharmacist. So now I'm in pharmacy school, and I actually want to be a pediatric pharmacist. So what drew me in to pediatrics? So even when I thought I wanted to be a doctor, I was either going to be an OBGYN or a pediatrician. So I was always going to be something that was relating to kids in some way, shape, or form. OBGYN, I was either going to deliver the babies, or I was going to be a pediatrician, working with kids all day, every day. So I've always been great with kids. I've always loved kids. Like, you see me around, a baby's around, I'm always like, oh, he's so cute. Like, I love kids. So I always knew I wanted to do something involving kids. So I kind of started looking into pediatrics. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know, I like kids, but I don't know if I want to see kids, sick all the time, because, that might make me really sad and whatnot. But then I think what really solidified it for me for wanting to do pediatrics was my nephew was born almost 2 years ago. And during my first year here at pharmacy school, I do go to pharmacy school out of state, like 13 hours away from where I originally am from. So just being away from him really, it was really hard on me, because I really wanted to be there for him and see him grow. And, I couldn't, because I was at pharmacy school. And then he had, there was like a few health issues that he had. Like, he had to be admitted in the hospital for he was having mini seizures and stuff like that when he was asleep. So seeing him like that, I think that really made it official for me. I was like, if I don't want to see him like this, and if I wanted to come through the FaceTime screen and, get them doctors and all of them in order, because I'm like, my baby ain't finna be like that. So if I know I wanted to help him so bad like that, I know that I would be like that with any other child. Like, I would never want a child to be sick or to, go through the pain of a disease that, adults have. Kids are just so harmless and, just so pure. Like, I just don't want them to ever be in that state of mind, or to be physically in that way, so that's why I really want to do pediatrics, to help save the little babies and the kids and all of that. So yeah, that's where I am now. I mean, I never know what the future holds. I might change my mind, but for right now I do want to do pediatrics. Working at like a children's hospital, where I don't know yet, but yeah. So that's my whole little spiel on why I chose pharmacy as a career, why I'm in pharmacy school now, going through all this hard work. But yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about pharmacy, don't be hesitant to reach out to me. Comment below any questions that you might have. Comment below any suggestions, because this is a new channel, so I do need video suggestions. So please comment below any content you would like to see in the future. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. More videos will be coming soon. And yeah, thank you.